I'm gonna be telling my experience grade 9 and 10 where I had to deal with like a lot of solitude for the most of the time, and I was also like the quiet kid in class, and I was very shy, and I wasn't able to make a lot of friends, and perhaps I was even like the guy that everybody kind of doesn't like for some reason. So I wanted to transfer to this great school because I had like a lot of opportunities for me, and in this previous school I was very like confident, uh thinking that I would be able to make new friends and stuff. But summer passes by and I begin to go to this new school, and I was like very shy, and I didn't know like how to socialize and talk to other people because it was a very new environment, and I had to like adjust. And it wasn't usually the type of school where there are only a very few classmates per class or students per class. It was much different than what I expected. And in that school, in the previous school of mine, I was like a bit better. I had like a lot of confidence in myself. I thought I was gonna make it. I had honors, and when I transferred here into this new school, I was very shy and very timid, very nervous, and I began to lose all the confidence that I had in myself because there were a lot of people actually better than me. And there are a lot of students who are varsities, athletes, and people who are much better than me in general in terms of experience and skills. Classes like begin to start, I would be very shy to talk to other people, and I wouldn't want to talk to other people when I was like grade 9. I was a new student back then, and I didn't want to talk to other people. I was very shy. I didn't want to I didn't want to socialize, and I was kind of like the quiet kid. But this was just an app because I actually wanted to be friends with other people. But my cringe ass mind would say, just be quiet, bro. Like, don't talk to them, they'll talk to you. It was very cringe back then, so I acted like the quiet kid in hopes that many people will notice me or validate me. But that doesn't work in the end because that's just all an act. Being a quiet kid or being a quiet person, you really need a reason why you gotta be quiet. And I realize that most of the time, those quiet people or those nonchalant people got a lot of something in their minds. They're very focused and they have a lot of goals. It wasn't like an act, and it's part of their personality. But me, I just try to enact them so I can win their approval and their attention, but it doesn't work out. And every time I would try to like talk or hang out with other people, I always feel like I would be I would be rejected, or you know shunned by other people. And I didn't had like a very big social circle back then. I only had like two friends at that time. Not really like friends, but we weren't even that close, and I never had like a homie at that time. I didn't have like a best friend at that time. So waking up, going to school was a very big trudge, and my grades in that year were like failing because I started procrastinating. My mental health started to get a bit worse because of the lack of the social life that I had, and it was getting a bit lonely because I was not doing anything like productive. I wasn't winning in life. I wasn't doing much aside from like going home, scrolling on social media to just to have some entertainment or laugh. I really did not had that much friends to talk to, and that was basically my life back then. And in grade 10, a bit was still the same. I would argue with a classmate sometimes in grade 10, and I was still like the same guy, even though I thought of myself that when I go to grade 10 maybe I would change. But next class or next year I had like the same classmates from grade 9, so they would think that I'm still that lonely kid, or that guy who people like look down upon, and that impression of them won for them. Like, I was still that kid who was shy, or I was still that kid who doesn't know how to socialize or isn't really gonna get along well. I always thought of myself that my classmates don't really get along with me well, or not a lot of people would get along with me very well because I really did not know how to socialize and talk with other people. And it was still the same. My grades were kind of dropped, especially like the last year where I almost failed my math grade, but I didn't have like that good grades. And grade 10, my grades were starting to improve a bit, and I was improving a bit. I was studying, I was learning like my science and math. I eventually began to focus on like math, the things that truly matter to me, just so the loneliness inside me can be like filled and voided and unvoided. Looking back, the reason why I became lonely and isolated with solitude, not having like friends and not having anybody to talk to or to trust on, is because I acted like the quiet kid. I put that act on me, and I had like that arrogant kind of attitude before. So not a lot of people were really interested in me. Not a lot of people were really wanted to talk to me, even though I could have made friends in grade 9, because a lot of times first impressions really do matter, and I didn't give like a good first impression. I had like that arrogant kind of look, but I'm also shy. And now I'm grade 11. I'm turning grade 12 after this summer, and I had a new environment where I can like talk to other people, new classmates, and I seem to have gotten pretty along. I've seemed to have gotten pretty good with them, and I made like new connections and friends. So in the end, I just needed a new environment, because the past environment, the past people will still like, I think I think reject me. Maybe I'm wrong, but a new environment allows me to be my new self more often without having the fear of getting rejected, or not or having no fear of your new identity getting shunned, while they still think of you as the old you who was still shy and a bit arrogant or a bit useless back then. I also dealt with a lot of negative thoughts when I was a bit lonely and dealing with solitude. But, you know, in to fix it, I had to focus on the things that really did matter to me, like playing basketball, having fun with my favorite games, playing favorite games like Minecraft and Roblox. Those were the times where I felt a bit relieved and relaxed. I also I also took like solitude as a moment to focus on what truly matters, to think of who I really am, and to start developing myself as a person who would seek his way out of his comfort so he can achieve what he truly wants in life. So that's my lesson to everyone who's watching, going through like a bit of loneliness right now, who they don't have friends. If you're dealing with solitude, you should focus on getting your getting your stuff together, like introspecting, asking yourself what you really want to do, and focusing on the skills, hobbies, and goals that truly matter to you, and go ahead and achieve them, because solitude in the end is a good opportunity for you to focus on things that truly matter. And if you're feeling lonely and you don't have friends, or if you really want to improve your socialization skills, then you have to go out of your comfort zone and talk to other people, even if you're shy, because at the end of the day, we are all different. Not a lot of people will like us, and not a lot of people will hate us as well. But at the end of the day, not everyone's gonna hate us, and not everyone's gonna like us for who we are. Anyway, bro, peace out. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And I also want you to tell your story or your thoughts in the comments about being lonely and not, and whatever the stuff is. I want you guys to comment your stories and your thoughts on this. Peace out.